So you're fighting Melvin Guillard this Saturday. What are your predictions for the fight? How do you think that's going to go for you?
My predictions for the fight is we're going to come out swinging, testing each other's power, see who's going to break first. My predictions is I'm going to go out here, I'm going to break Melvin, and he's going to give up a knockout or a submission for me to win.
Rashad said recently how you and Melvin used to go hard during sparring. Do you think that's given you an advantage? How true is that?
It's extremely true. We used to go hard every time, because in the back of both of our minds, we knew we were going to fight each other. So we had to, establish our dominance in the gym between lightweights. And I definitely do think it gives me an advantage because I think I got the better half of him in the gym.
So how have you been preparing for the fight with your team?
The same as usual. I'm just, hard practices. I'm really working on technique, going back to the basics, staying true to what got me to this point, and picking him apart, doing our homework, making sure we know exactly how to go in here and fight and get the win.
How much of a role has Rashad played in the run-up to this fight?
He's played a huge role, not even leading up to this fight, but in my career. He's such a great competitor and a great person inside and outside the cage. So I kind of mimic, his style, but at the same time, you knew he was getting ready for his fight. At the same time, I came in, so we really didn't get together much in training-wise, and then he ended up getting hurt. So that kind of took him away from the gym as well. But mentally, he's gave me some good words, some good advice, and some good pointers, and to go in here to get a win.
How do you think your styles, you and obviously Melvin, going to match up on Saturday?
I think it's two dangerous strikers going in with each other, which is an exciting fight anybody wants to watch. I think our fight is more interesting than the main event. I think more people are going to be interested in watching our fight more than those guys, just because they can see both our dynamic styles going in with each other.
And with a win on Saturday, where would you place yourself in the division after?
With a win this Saturday, which I should be in the top 10 right now. I think they need to put me in the top 10 and get me guys that are, in the top 5 in the division, or anybody who can boost me up to get a title shot or #1 contender shot by the end of this year.
Do you have your eyes set on anyone as your next opponent?
No, not necessarily. Before this fight, I called out Nate Diaz, and then nobody wanted to fight Khabib, and I offered to fight him. He denied. So after I beat Melvin, I won't even worry about him. So whoever they throw me, as long as they're in front of me and in the top 10, I'm all game for them.
So we're going to see this going to the ground, or do you think it's going to stay standing up?
It could go to the ground possibly. If I see a takedown or a chance to take it to the ground, I'm going to take that. But it's going to be mostly stand up. My main goal is to go in here and show Melvin how to fight. Make sure he knows that I'm better than him in every position in the game.
Do you think he's going to give you any challenges on Saturday?
Of course, it's always a challenge fighting a guy like Melvin. He's going to come in strong, with a lot of power. But, it's nothing we're not used to. We're just going to move and keep our distance and make everything to him as hard and impossible for him to do anything in this fight.
Is there any animosity at all between you two?
No animosity on my side. He's voiced his opinion that he doesn't really like me as a person or whatever, but that's fine because all that does is put pressure on him to beat me, so when he does lose to me, then he's the one that looks like a fool because he started running his mouth. So I'm fine. I considered him a friend. I still do. We've talked this week, and we've mentioned some things and had conversation. But when we get in the cage, he's my worst enemy. So
we look forward to seeing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.